The sky over Zithra glowed with pale green light as Leo's ship descended through the atmosphere. The planet was larger than Earth, and its cities stretched into the clouds. Towering structures of silver and crystal reflected the light, giving the capital a shimmering beauty that few humans had ever seen. Leo tightened his grip on the control panel, feeling both excitement and tension. He had trained for months for this mission, but no training could prepare him for meeting the ruler of an alien world. His orders were simple: deliver a message of peace, observe the culture, and ensure the safety of his crew. But he knew that Queen Thala was not just any ruler. She was the Queen of Zithra, a being respected and feared by her people. Stories described her as intelligent, brave, and merciless to enemies. For humans, a meeting with her could either be a great honor or a dangerous mistake. The ship touched down smoothly on a landing platform in the heart of the city. Guards with sleek armor approached, their movements precise and synchronized. They studied Leo with sharp eyes, noticing the slight tremor in his hands despite his calm expression. One of them, taller and older than the others, stepped forward and bowed slightly. "Welcome to Zithra, human," the guard said in a deep voice. "I am Kalen, captain of the Royal Guard. The Queen awaits your presence." Leo nodded. "Thank you, Captain Kalen. I am honored to be here." His voice was steady, but inside he felt a thrill of nervous energy. He had heard stories about Zithran etiquette and their strict codes of respect. One wrong move could offend the Queen and jeopardize the mission. The city around him was alive with movement. Alien citizens walked gracefully on elevated pathways. Their skin glowed faintly in different colors, and their eyes reflected intelligence and curiosity. Leo noticed some staring openly at him, whispering to one another. He guessed that humans were rare here. Their curiosity did not surprise him, but he reminded himself to remain respectful and observant. Kalen led Leo through grand halls filled with statues and artwork depicting Zithra's history. Each sculpture showed warriors and leaders in heroic poses. The architecture was unlike anything Leo had seen: elegant arches, floating platforms, and glowing symbols etched into walls. The air carried a faint scent of metallic minerals and fragrant plants. It was beautiful, but it also felt alive, almost as if the city itself was watching him. After walking through many corridors, Leo was brought to a large chamber where the Queen would receive him. The doors opened to reveal Queen Thala seated on a throne made of crystal and silver. She was taller than most Zithrans he had seen, with long, flowing hair that shimmered in the green light. Her eyes were sharp, intelligent, and fixed on him. With quiet intensity, Leo swallowed and bowed deeply, keeping his posture respectful but confident. "Your Majesty, I am Leo, sent from Earth to deliver greetings and peace from humanity." Queen Thala's gaze lingered on him for a moment. She did not speak, but her silence carried weight. Leo felt as if she was measuring every part of him: his height, his posture, even his breathing. He did not flinch. He had faced many challenges on Earth, from stormy seas to difficult missions in space, and he knew that keeping calm was his greatest advantage. Finally, she spoke in a voice both commanding and smooth. "Human, you have come far. I will hear your words, but know that your actions matter more than your greetings." The people of Zithra respect courage and wisdom. Leo nodded again. "I understand, Your Majesty. I hope to earn the respect of your people by showing honesty and cooperation." The Queen's eyes flickered with something unreadable. Then she gestured toward a smaller chair opposite her throne. "Sit, speak your message." Leo took the seat carefully. He noticed the subtle movements of the Queen's advisors around her. They were all watching him, some with suspicion, others with quiet curiosity. He realized that every word and gesture would be analyzed. Still, he stayed calm, focusing on his training and the knowledge he had gained about Zithran culture. "I come on behalf of Earth," Leo began, "to strengthen understanding and friendship between our worlds. Humanity seeks knowledge, cooperation, and peace. We know that your people are wise and powerful. We hope to learn from you and share our own experiences in return." Queen Thala listened silently, her expression neutral. Leo continued, describing Earth's achievements in science, exploration, and diplomacy. He explained humanity's willingness to respect Zithran laws and traditions. Throughout his speech, he noticed small signs, the queen leaning slightly forward, her eyes narrowing as if assessing his truthfulness. It was clear that she was testing him, weighing every word. When he finished, the queen remained quiet for a long moment. Then she spoke, her voice calm but full of authority. "Your words are clear, human. Many have come to Zithra claiming friendship, but few show the courage or wisdom to follow through. We will see if you are different." Leo nodded, sensing both relief and challenge in her words. "I am ready to prove myself, Your Majesty." Kalen, the guard, stepped forward. "Human, you will stay in the palace until further instruction. The queen will observe your actions closely. Remember, courage, respect, and intelligence are your best tools." Leo followed the guards through more halls to his quarters. The room was luxurious but functional, with a view of the city and distant mountains. He allowed himself a small moment to relax. He knew that this mission would test him in ways Earth never had. Every step on Zithra was an opportunity to earn trust or to make a mistake. As he looked out over the city, Leo felt a strange sense of anticipation. Somewhere in this vast world, the queen watched him, measuring him, perhaps remembering something. Long ago, he could not know yet if she would recognize him for who he truly was, or if he would remain just another human in a world that saw his kind as small and weak. For now, he would observe, learn, and act with courage. The adventure had only begun, and Leo understood that on Zithra, every choice could have consequences that reached far beyond what he imagined. The next morning, Leo woke to the soft green light of Zithra filling his quarters. The view from the palace window was breathtaking. High above, floating gardens hovered like islands in the sky, and rivers of glowing water reflected the alien sun. Yet beauty could not distract him from the task ahead. Today, he would meet Queen Thala more directly, outside of formal speeches and introductions. A messenger arrived at his door, a young Zithran with shimmering blue skin and eyes full of curiosity. He bowed politely. "Human Leo, the queen requests your presence in the Hall of Observation. She wishes to see you in a private session." Leo straightened and nodded. He felt a mix of nerves and excitement. Every moment with Thala could shape the future of humanity's relations with Zithra. He dressed carefully, choosing simple clothing that would show respect without seeming weak. In his mind, he rehearsed greetings and responses, but he knew that nothing could prepare him fully for what he might face. The Hall of Observation was a large room with a high ceiling and transparent walls. Through the glass, the city sprawled below, and the mountains rose like sentinels in the distance. Leo entered and bowed lightly. Queen Thala sat in the center, her posture regal and calm. Her eyes were sharp, almost like a predator studying its surroundings. Yet there was something different in her gaze today. It was less formal, almost curious, as if she sensed something familiar. "Human Leo," she said, her voice smooth but commanding. "You have arrived on our planet and presented your words. Words are easy. Action is more difficult. I want to see if your presence matches your claims." Leo nodded. "I understand, Your Majesty. I am ready to follow your instructions." Thala's eyes narrowed slightly. "Do not simply follow. Observe, think, and act. That is the difference between a human who survives and a human who is forgotten." Leo's mind raced. He realized that she was testing him not with simple obedience, but with judgment of his character. Zithrans valued intelligence and courage, and the queen wanted to see both. He kept his expression calm, though his heart beat faster with anticipation. "You will accompany me on a walk through the city," Thala continued. "You will see our people. Speak if you must. Watch closely. Learn how we live." The walk through Zithra's streets was unlike anything Leo had experienced. Citizens moved gracefully, some in groups, some alone. Their skin glowed in many shades, from soft gold to deep purple. They seemed aware of his presence, watching him with fascination and cautious respect. Some whispered to each other, glancing at their queen and then at the human beside her. Leo noticed the differences immediately. Zithrans had a sense of balance and control that humans rarely achieved. Every movement was precise, every expression carried meaning. He tried to blend in without losing his own sense of humanity. Hoping his respect and attention would be understood. As they walked, Thales spoke. Humans are known for unpredictability. Some are clever, others foolish. Your kind is curiosity, but often lacks patience. Do you find this city confusing? Leo shook his head. No, Your Majesty, it is different from Earth, but I find it fascinating. I hope to understand your people better. Thales' gaze lingered on him. You are brave to admit your curiosity. Openly, many humans would hide it, fearing weakness. Here, honesty matters. You may find that courage alone is not enough. Wisdom is required. Leo nodded, feeling a quiet pride. He realized that the queen was not only testing him, but teaching him. Every word she spoke held meaning. Every glance carried a lesson. He began to understand why Zithrans were so respected across the galaxy. A group of young Zithran students passed by, observing Leo with wide eyes. One of them whispered, "He is human. He walks among us like he belongs." Queen Thala noticed the whisper and smiled faintly. "Humans often surprise us," she said. Her voice carried a hint of amusement, almost like she was recalling something from long ago. Leo's heart skipped a beat, sensing that her recognition might be closer than he realized. They reached a market where Zithrans traded goods glowing with energy. Thala gestured for Leo to observe. See how they communicate without words. Notice their focus and cooperation. This is their strength. It is not physical power alone that makes us formidable. Understanding each other is the key. Leo watched as merchants exchanged goods and negotiated prices with careful precision. Their gestures were subtle but meaningful, even in simple transactions. Intelligence and skill were evident. He realized that surviving and thriving here required more than strength or tools. It required awareness, patience, and understanding. As they continued, a minor disturbance occurred nearby. A large Zithran accidentally dropped a crate of glowing crystals, and the sound startled nearby citizens. Without thinking, Leo stepped forward and helped secure the crystals, guiding the merchant safely. The act was small, yet Queen Thala's eyes brightened. She had not ordered him to intervene, yet he had acted with care and intelligence. You see, human, Thala said quietly, action without command can reveal character. You act not for recognition, but because it is right. That is unusual. For your kind, Leo felt a rush of humility. He had not expected praise, but her words carried weight. He realized that small actions could matter greatly in this world. Observation, thought, and courage combined to make one truly respected. The walk ended at the palace again. Thala led him to a balcony overlooking the city. You have seen only a small part of Zithra, she said. There is much more to learn. Many humans arrive here and fail because they cannot observe carefully, think clearly, and act wisely. Remember, human, your presence is both opportunity and test. Leo nodded. I understand. Your Majesty, I will learn and act with care. Thala studied him silently. For a moment, her expression softened, almost like recognition flickering in her eyes. She turned away and said nothing more. But Leo felt a strange connection. He could not explain it, but he sensed that she was recalling something long ago, something that connected them beyond this formal meeting. As Leo returned to his quarters, he reflected on the day. He had observed, spoken when appropriate, and acted with care. He had survived his first real test with Queen Thala, yet he knew the challenges ahead would be greater. The Queen's mind was sharp, and she would continue to test him in ways he could not predict. He looked out over the city again, feeling the strange mix of fear and excitement. In this world, humans were rare, and humans were underestimated. But Leo understood one thing clearly: courage, intelligence, and respect could earn recognition even in a place where humans seemed small. And somewhere in the palace, Queen Thala was watching, her thoughts turning to memories of a human who had once changed her life. Perhaps, Leo thought, the queen might see him not just as a visitor, but as someone she had long remembered. The next morning, Leo was summoned to the throne room again. This time, Queen Thela's expression was sharper, more commanding. She did not speak at once, but studied him carefully as he approached. The weight of her gaze was heavy, yet there was a hint of curiosity that Leo could not ignore. He had passed the first test of observation and courage. But now it seemed the true trial was about to begin. "Human Leo," she said finally, her voice calm but firm. "Words are not enough. You have observed our people and acted with care. Now, you will face a challenge that tests your judgment and bravery. A neighboring species, the Virilians, has threatened our borders. They have refused all communication. Your task is to negotiate peace or find a way to avoid war." Leo listened carefully. The Virilians were known for their aggressive behavior and cunning tactics. Many Zithrans feared them because they had never faced a human in negotiation. Yet, as he studied Queen Thela, he noticed a faint glimmer of expectation in her eyes. She was giving him responsibility far beyond what most humans could handle. "I will do my best, Your Majesty," Leo said. "I understand the importance of this task." Thela nodded. "Good, you leave immediately. Kalen will guide you to the transport ship. Remember, human, this mission will not only test your intelligence, but also your courage and adaptability. Failure is not simply personal. It affects all of Zithra." Leo followed Kalen through the palace halls to the hangar. The transport ship was smaller than his own vessel, designed for speed and maneuverability. He boarded quickly, and Kalen provided details about the route and potential threats. The Virilian territory was dangerous, filled with harsh terrain, unpredictable weather, and hostile patrols dot as they lifted off. Leo studied the controls and the maps. Every decision mattered. Every choice could prevent disaster or invite conflict. Kalen remained silent, giving Leo space but keeping a watchful eye. The tension in the cockpit was heavy, yet Leo felt a strange thrill. This was the kind of challenge he had trained for his whole life. When they approached Virilian space, the first warning alarms sounded. Sensors detected multiple patrols closing in. Curious and suspicious, Leo took a deep breath and focused. He remembered Queen Thela's words. "Observe, think, act wisely." He maneuvered the ship carefully, using both stealth and speed to avoid unnecessary conflict. The Virilians tested him immediately, sending small attack drones to intercept. Leo's training kicked in. He guided the ship with precision, predicting the drone's movements and avoiding collisions. His calm under pressure impressed Kalen, who remained silent but gave a subtle nod of approval. Each action demonstrated not only skill but patience and careful thinking. He was not just a human in an alien world. He was proving his worth in a very visible way. Finally, Leo reached the Virilian negotiation zone. The landscape was stark and dangerous, with jagged rocks and glowing pools of liquid that emitted a faint heat. The Virilians arrived in ships shaped like claws, moving silently but with an aura of intimidation. Leo could feel their suspicion and anger, but he kept his composure. He stepped forward as the Virilian leader approached. "I am Leo, sent by Queen Thela of Zithra," he said clearly. "I come to speak of peace. I know that conflict benefits no one. Let us find understanding." The Virilian leader tilted his head, studying Leo with sharp, calculating eyes. "A human dares speak to us," the leader said. "Many Zithrans have tried and failed. Why should we listen to you?" Leo kept his voice steady. "Because I am honest and I observe carefully. I do not seek to challenge or threaten you. I seek understanding. Let us speak without anger and without weapons." For a long moment, the Virilian leader remained silent. Leo knew this was a crucial test. Any sign of weakness could lead to attack. He focused on breathing steadily, maintaining eye contact, and projecting calm confidence. He thought about everything he had learned from Zithrans: courage, patience, and the power of observation. Then, unexpectedly, the Virilian leader spoke. "We will listen. But first, prove that you are capable of navigating the terrain ahead. Many have tried to cross it and failed." Leo nodded. "I understand. Show me the path, and I will proceed carefully." The journey through the dangerous terrain tested every skill Leo had. The rocks were sharp and uneven, and the glowing pools of liquid could burn skin with a single touch. Leo used his hands and tools to secure safe paths, choosing every step carefully. At one point, a sudden tremor shook the ground, threatening to trap him. He reacted quickly, calculating angles and strength, and guided both himself and his team safely to stable ground. Throughout the journey, the Virelians observed. Silently, Leo noticed their subtle signals, their gestures that communicated approval or warning. Each moment required not only physical skill but understanding of alien behavior. He realized that bravery alone was not enough. Intelligence, careful observation, and quick thinking were equally important. After hours of careful navigation, they reached the central point where negotiations could take place safely. The Virelian leader examined Leo again, now with a different expression. There was respect. In the way he looked at him, "You have crossed the path safely and without harm. Few have done this. Your courage and intelligence are noted." Leo felt a quiet sense of relief. He had faced danger, acted with care, and demonstrated his worth. Yet he knew the real test was not over. Negotiations required words and understanding, not just action. He prepared to speak carefully, focusing on honesty and respect. And remembering Queen Thala's lessons, he began. "I am here not as a warrior, but as an observer and messenger. Zithra wishes for peace because conflict harms everyone. Your strength is great, and your people are wise. Let us find a way to protect both our worlds without fighting. We can learn from each other and work together." The Virelian leader's eyes flickered. "Many have promised peace. Few act with the skill and thought you have shown. You are different, human." Leo bowed slightly. "I only seek understanding, not power or praise. If we act together wisely, both our people can benefit." The Virelian leader considered this for a long moment. Then he gestured for his followers to stand down. "You have done well. You speak with courage, patience, and intelligence. Perhaps there is hope for cooperation." Leo allowed himself a small smile. The mission had succeeded. He had faced danger, demonstrated skill, and earned the respect of a species known for its aggression. It was more than words could achieve. His actions spoke for themselves. When he returned to Zithra, Queen Thala met him personally. Her eyes were bright, and her posture was less rigid. She studied him closely. "You have done well, human Leo. You have shown courage, intelligence, and respect for life. You have acted in ways that few humans can. Your actions honor not only yourself, but your people." Leo nodded, feeling pride and relief. He understood that this mission had changed the way Thala saw him. He was no longer just a visitor or messenger. He was a human who could act with wisdom and bravery in the face of danger. As he looked at Queen Thala, Leo sensed a deeper connection forming. Somewhere in her thoughts, memories stirred of a human who had once saved her life. He did not know yet if she would fully recognize him, but he understood that trust and respect had begun to grow. His place on Zithra was no longer temporary or uncertain. It was earned through courage, intelligence, and action. After returning from the Virelian territory, Leo felt a quiet satisfaction. He had completed the dangerous task successfully, proving his courage and intelligence to Queen Thala and her people. Yet as he walked through the palace halls, he sensed that something had changed. The queen's eyes followed him with a different intensity. Her gaze was less formal, less guarded, as if she were searching for something in him. That evening, Leo was summoned to the private garden within the palace. The garden was a place of beauty and calm, with glowing plants that illuminated the paths and streams of clear water winding through the terraces. It was here that Queen Thala often met with trusted advisors and allies. Tonight, however, the garden was quiet, except for her presence. "Human Leo," Thala said, her voice softer than usual. "You have shown courage and intelligence beyond what I expected. Few have succeeded where you have. Your actions have earned the attention of many, including myself." Leo bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Your Majesty. I have learned much from your people and from your guidance. I hope to continue learning and serving in whatever way I can." Thala studied him for a long moment. Then she took a step closer, her expression thoughtful. There is something familiar about you, human. Something that stirs a memory I have long carried but could not place. I cannot yet be certain. But your presence, it reminds me of another time, another life. A human who once saved me. Leo's heart skipped a beat. He had not expected her to remember. He had saved the Queen years ago during a critical mission, but the event had been brief. Almost unnoticed, at the time, she had never known his name. And yet, now she spoke of it with a mixture of curiosity and reverence. Your Majesty. Leo said carefully, I believe I may be the human you speak of. I do not know if you remember me clearly, but I was there when you faced danger long ago. I did what I could to protect you. Thala's eyes widened slightly, a flicker of recognition passing over her face. She studied him more closely, as if searching for proof. Her sharp features softened, and for the first time, she allowed herself a small smile. It is possible. Your voice, your manner. There is something that stirs the memory. Perhaps time and distance have clouded my memory. Yet I feel certain that you are the human who once saved my life. Leo felt a mix of relief and humility. He had never expected recognition, yet here it was. In the presence of one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy, he bowed low, showing respect while letting her acknowledgement settle. It is an honor, Your Majesty. I never sought recognition. I only wished to help in that moment. That it has been remembered now is more than I could hope for. Thala nodded slowly, her gaze unwavering. Few humans have the courage to act selflessly, especially in a moment of danger. That you did. So then, and continue to act with wisdom now, speaks to your character. I see not just the human who saved me, but a human who could walk among us as a trusted ally and friend. The garden was quiet, the glowing plants casting soft light on their faces. Leo felt a deep sense of connection, a bridge forming between two species that had once been separated by fear and misunderstanding. He realized that recognition was more than memory, it was respect, trust, and understanding. You have changed since that time, Thala said thoughtfully. You are more confident, more aware. Yet the courage I saw then remains. That is rare, human. That is extraordinary. Leo shook his head modestly. I have learned from your people and from you. Your Majesty, every moment on Zithra has taught me something new. I only hope that my actions continue to reflect the lessons I have learned. Thala took a step closer, her eyes searching his face. You have already proven yourself in ways that few of my own people have. You face danger with calm and thought. You act with care and intelligence. You do not seek glory or reward. That is why I remember you, why I recognize you now. You are not just a visitor to Zithra. You are part of its story. Leo felt a warmth of pride and humility at her words. He understood that recognition was not given lightly, to be remembered by a being as wise and powerful as Queen Thala was a rare honor. And yet, he also felt the weight of responsibility. Recognition brought expectations, trust, and the need to continue acting with courage and intelligence. Thala gestured to a quiet bench near the glowing stream. Sit with me. Human Leo, speak of your journey, your thoughts, your hopes. I wish to know the human who saved me, and the human who stands before me now. Leo sat, careful to maintain respect while allowing the conversation to feel natural. He spoke of Earth, of the training that had prepared him for this mission, and of the lessons he had learned from Zithra. He described his journey through the Varillian territory, the dangers he faced, and the strategies he had used to overcome them. Thala listened intently, asking questions and observing his manner. Her curiosity was genuine, and her respect deepened with every word he spoke. She saw not just a human with skill and courage, but a human who could think, adapt, and act with wisdom. The memory of the past intertwined with the present, creating a bond that transcended time and species. As the conversation continued, Thala's recognition became clearer. She remembered small details of the day she had been saved, how the human had acted without hesitation, how he had assessed danger and taken action with care. Those memories, once blurred by time, now aligned with the man sitting before her. You have fulfilled promises I did not even know you had made, Thala said softly. Your presence here is a reminder that humans are capable of extraordinary deeds. You are a living example of courage, intelligence, and honor. Leo bowed his head. I am grateful for your recognition, Your Majesty. I only acted because it was right. I never sought to be remembered, but I am honored that you do now. Thala's expression softened, and for the first time, her regal distance seemed to vanish. The memory of that day is no longer a shadow. It is clear, human. You have proven yourself not only then but now. I trust you, and I see in you the potential for humanity to earn its place. Among the stars, Leo felt a quiet sense of purpose. Recognition had changed the nature of their relationship. He was no longer just a visitor or a diplomat. He was someone the Queen remembered, someone she trusted, and someone whose actions could influence the future of Zithra and Earth. As the evening progressed, the garden filled with a calm glow. Queen Thala and Leo spoke for hours, sharing thoughts, observations, and ideas. The bond between them grew stronger, built on trust, recognition, and mutual respect. In that moment, Leo realized that the bridge between humanity and Zithra had begun to form, not through words alone, but through actions, courage, and understanding. By the time he returned to his quarters, Leo felt a sense of accomplishment and hope. He had faced danger, acted with care, and earned recognition from one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy. And somewhere in the palace, Queen Thala had remembered him, truly remembered him, in a way that would change their future interactions forever. Days passed on Zithra, and Leo's presence became more than just a formal duty. He moved through the palace and city with confidence, learning the customs, observing the people, and quietly earning their respect. Citizens who once stared with curiosity now greeted him politely, some even offering nods of approval. Queen Thala watched him closely, noting each interaction, each choice he made. His actions reflected not only courage and intelligence, but also respect for life, an understanding of Zithran culture. One morning, Thala summoned Leo to accompany her on a tour of the capital's research halls. These halls held knowledge and technology that had been developed over centuries. Engineers, scholars, and inventors worked side by side, sharing discoveries and innovations. Leo had never seen anything like it. He moved carefully, asking questions, observing the work, and offering simple insights that the scholars appreciated. Human Leo, Thala said as they walked among the researchers, you have a unique perspective. Your species sees problems differently. Sometimes, a fresh view can reveal solutions we overlook. Leo nodded. I am grateful for the opportunity to learn and contribute, Your Majesty. Every culture has wisdom. I hope to understand yours better, so I can help in any way I can. Thala smiled faintly, a rare expression for the Queen. You show patience and humility, human. Those who rush, who act without thought, rarely succeed here. Yet you have learned well, and you listen carefully. That is why I trust you more than I expected. As they moved deeper into the research halls, a sudden alarm rang throughout the building. An energy conduit had malfunctioned, threatening to cause a small explosion. Scholars and workers froze, unsure of how to respond. Leo immediately stepped forward, moved back. He shouted calmly, stay clear of the conduit. I will handle it. Thala observed silently, her sharp eyes following every motion. Leo examined the conduit, noting the damage and calculating the safest way to stabilize it. Using tools provided by the scholars, he carefully repaired the system, reconnecting energy lines with precision. Sweat beaded on his forehead, but he remained focused. Within minutes, the conduit was stable, and the threat was neutralized. Thala's eyes glimmered with approval. You act with courage and intelligence, human. You do not hesitate. Yet you also think carefully before you act. That is a rare combination. Many of my own people would have panicked. Leo bowed slightly. I only acted to protect your people and their work, Your Majesty. It is what anyone should do. Thala studied him silently for a moment, her gaze lingering on his calm expression. Few humans would think and act as you have. That is why I remember you and why I trust you. You are more than an observer. You are a participant, a protector, and a friend over the next several days. Leo continued to accompany Thala in various duties. He attended strategy meetings, observed judicial hearings, and even participated in training exercises with Zithran warriors. Every experience strengthened his bond with the queen. He demonstrated patience, courage, and intelligence in ways that impressed both Thala and her advisors. Slowly, the initial skepticism of the court began to fade. One afternoon, Thala took Leo to the palace archives, a vast library containing knowledge from countless generations. The walls glowed softly with energy, illuminating rows upon rows of data crystals. Knowledge is power, Thala said, and understanding is even more important. You must see not only what is recorded, but why it exists, how it shapes our people and decisions. Leo moved carefully among the archives, studying the records and asking thoughtful questions. He realized that Zithrans valued learning not for personal gain, but for the benefit of society. He shared simple human insights, offering perspectives that the queen found useful. You have a rare gift, human Leo, Thala said. You think logically, act bravely, and consider the consequences of your choices. You remind me of the human who saved me long ago, yet you are also someone new. I trust you because of your character, not just your actions. As the weeks passed, a quiet friendship developed between them. They shared conversations about culture, ethics, and strategy. Leo learned about Zithran history, their triumphs and failures, and the challenges of leadership. Thala learned from him about humanity, its creativity, determination, and adaptability. The bond between them grew stronger, built on respect, shared experience, and mutual admiration. One evening, while overlooking the city from a high terrace, Thala spoke softly. Human Leo, your presence has changed how I see not only humans, but the potential for cooperation between our species. You act with courage and intelligence, and yet you also show care and respect. That combination is rare. It is why I recognize you and trust you more than I expected. Leo looked out over the glowing city, feeling both pride and humility. I am grateful, Your Majesty. Your guidance has taught me much. I hope to continue earning your trust and contributing to your people's safety and prosperity. Thala nodded. You have already done so. Every action you take, every thoughtful choice, strengthens not only my trust but the trust of my people. They are beginning to see humans differently because of you. That is a great achievement. In the following days, Leo began to notice small changes among the palace staff and citizens. Advisors who had once doubted him now sought his opinion. Scholars who had been wary of his presence now shared ideas and knowledge freely. Warriors who had seen humans as weak now respected his courage and judgment. His influence was quiet but significant. Thala observed all of this silently, a mixture of pride and satisfaction in her eyes. She knew that recognition was not given lightly. Leo had earned respect through actions, intelligence, and care. The memory of the human who had saved her life long ago was now intertwined with the man who stood before her, someone capable of bridging the gap between their worlds. One day, as they walked through the palace gardens, Thala spoke again. Human Leo, you have learned much and proven yourself in ways few could imagine. Yet there is still more to come. Challenges will rise that test not only skill but judgment, wisdom, and loyalty. I trust that you will continue to act as you have, with courage, intelligence, and respect. Leo nodded. I understand, Your Majesty. I will continue to do my best for your people and for our future together. As the sun set over the glowing city, casting a green and gold light across the palace, Leo felt a deep sense of purpose. He had grown from a visitor into a trusted ally. He had earned the recognition of one of the galaxy's most powerful rulers, and begun to bridge the gap between humans and Zithrans. His bond with Queen Thala had deepened, built on respect, courage, and shared understanding. For the first time, Leo realized that his journey was not just about diplomacy or survival. It was about creating connections, proving the worth of humanity, and shaping the future of an entire planet. And somewhere in the palace, Queen Thala watched him with quiet approval, knowing that this human was extraordinary not because of strength alone, but because of heart, mind, and character combined. The days on Zithro were peaceful, but Leo knew that peace was fragile. Reports had begun arriving of unusual movements near the outer territories. Patrols had detected strange ships, fast and silent, moving along the border. Queen Thala called an urgent meeting in the strategy hall, summoning her closest advisors and Leo. The hall was filled with holographic maps showing the borders and patrol paths. Thala stood at the center, her expression focused. "We have detected an unknown force approaching Zithra. Their origin is uncertain, but their numbers are significant. I trust that we will act wisely to protect our planet. Human Leo, your insight and courage are needed more than ever." Leo studied the maps carefully. He noticed patterns in the patrol reports and inconsistencies in the movement of the unknown ships. "Your Majesty," he said, pointing to the data, "they are avoiding direct confrontation and testing our borders. Their strategy suggests they are observing, gathering intelligence. If we act hastily, we risk provoking them unnecessarily. We should strengthen defenses while trying to understand their intentions." Thala nodded. "A wise observation, human. Many would have suggested immediate attack. You think and act with patience and caution. That is why I trust you. Prepare to accompany me to the front lines. I want to see this threat for myself, and I want your guidance." The journey to the outer territories was tense. Leo and Thala moved aboard a swift patrol vessel, gliding through the glowing atmosphere toward the edge of Zithra's territory. The alien landscape below was rugged, with mountains rising sharply and valleys filled with mist. The unknown ships appeared occasionally, moving silently, testing patrol defenses as they approached the border. A group of the unknown ships launched a sudden attack. Energy blasts illuminated the sky, and the patrol vessel shook from the impact. Leo's heart raced, but he kept calm. He calculated trajectories, predicted the enemy's movements, and guided the vessel to safety with precision. Thala observed silently, her eyes sharp. "Human Leo, your courage under pressure is remarkable. You act without hesitation, but with thought. That is rare." The attacks continued in waves, each more aggressive than the last. Leo realized that the unknown force was testing Zithra's responses, looking for weaknesses. He suggested evasive maneuvers combined with non-lethal countermeasures, disabling several of the ships without causing unnecessary destruction. Thala approved each move, trusting his judgment. Finally, they managed to drive the attackers back. The patrol vessel returned to the safety of the outer defenses, and Leo's actions had minimized damage and loss. Thala turned to him, her expression both approving and thoughtful. "You have faced danger again. Human, your courage, intelligence, and careful action have saved lives and strengthened our defenses. I am proud of your accomplishments." Leo bowed slightly. "I only did what was necessary to protect your people, Your Majesty. That is what anyone should do." Thala smiled faintly, a rare gesture. Few humans act as you do. Many of your kind would panic or act without thought. You show the qualities I respect most: courage, intelligence, and honor. Over the next days, Leo worked closely with Thala and her advisors to strengthen Zithra's defenses. He suggested patrol strategies, early warning systems, and coordination methods that combine human ingenuity with Zithran technology. Each plan was tested and refined, and the Queen observed his growing influence with quiet satisfaction. One evening, as they reviewed reports in the strategy hall, a warning alert flashed across the screens. A new fleet of unknown ships was approaching, larger and faster than before. Leo studied the data, noticing patterns that suggested they intended to probe the inner defenses of the capital. He quickly formulated a plan. "Your Majesty," he said, "we can set up a controlled trap. If we allow a small group to advance, we can predict their path and disable them efficiently. This minimizes risk to our people and allows us to study their tactics." Thala nodded. "Proceed, Human Leo. Your strategy will be tested in practice. I trust your judgment." The next day, the plan was executed. Leo coordinated patrols, positioned defensive vessels, and guided the smaller probe ships into precise locations. As the unknown fleet advanced, The trap worked perfectly. Energy nets and temporary barriers slowed their approach, and carefully aimed countermeasures disabled several ships. Leo's quick thinking and careful calculations prevented unnecessary damage. While neutralizing the immediate threat, Thala observed. From the command platform, impressed. You act with courage and intelligence under pressure, human. You see beyond the obvious, understand the situation, and act decisively. That is why I remember you and trust you completely after the engagement. The Queen and Leo returned to the palace. The city celebrated the successful defense quietly, aware of the gravity of the situation, but also proud of their protection. Leo felt a sense of fulfillment. His actions had not only prevented disaster, but also reinforced the growing trust and recognition from Queen Thala. That night, as he walked through the palace gardens, Thala joined him. The glowing plants reflected softly on their faces. Human Leo, she said, her voice calm. You have faced danger, guided strategy, and protected my people. You have proven not only courage and intelligence, but also loyalty and honor. Few of my own kind could act as effectively under such pressure. Leo bowed slightly. I am honored by your words, Your Majesty. I only wish to continue serving and protecting your people. Thala studied him closely. You remind me again of the human who once saved my life. Then, you acted without hesitation to protect someone you barely knew. Now, you act with thought, strategy, and courage to protect thousands. That combination is extraordinary. You are more than a human to me. You are a partner, a trusted ally, and a friend. Leo felt a warmth of pride and humility. Recognition had grown into trust, and trust had grown into partnership. His bond with Queen Thala was no longer limited to memory or respect. It was active, living, and powerful. In the following days, preparations continued for potential further attacks. Leo and Thala worked closely, reviewing reports, testing defenses, and strengthening the coordination between human insight and Zithran technology. Each day, Leo's presence demonstrated the unique strengths of humanity, courage and danger, intelligence and planning, and respect and action. As he looked out over the city one evening, watching the glowing structures and the busy streets, Leo felt a deep sense of purpose. He had faced danger, proven himself to an alien species, and earned the trust and recognition of one of the galaxy's most powerful rulers. The unknown threat remained, but Leo understood that together with Queen Thala, they could face it, protect the planet, and build a bridge between their worlds. The day arrived when the unknown fleet approached Zithra in full force. Reports had indicated that they were larger, faster, and more organized than before. The planet held its breath. Citizens prepared defenses, patrols took their positions, and Queen Thala stood at the command center, her expression calm but determined. By her side was Leo, trusted and ready to act. Human Leo, Thala said, her voice steady. This is the ultimate test. The threat is at its peak. Your insight, courage, and intelligence will determine the outcome. I trust you to guide our people wisely. Leo nodded. I will do everything I can, Your Majesty. We will face this together and protect your people. The sky above Zithra darkened with the shadow of the approaching fleet. Leo studied the patterns of their movement, noticing that their formations were designed to confuse and intimidate. Yet he also saw opening small gaps in their coordination that could be used to defend the planet effectively. He quickly devised a strategy. Deploy the defensive fleets in staggered positions. Leo instructed, use energy nets and controlled barriers to slow their advance, target key ships carefully, but avoid unnecessary destruction. Our goal is to protect Zithra and demonstrate our strength, not provoke escalation unnecessarily. Thala observed every command, her sharp eyes following his calculations. You think and act with precision, human. Many of my own strategists would hesitate under pressure. Your clarity and courage are remarkable. The battle began with intensity. Energy blasts lit the sky as fleets clashed. Leo guided Zithran ships with skill, predicting enemy movements and directing countermeasures with careful precision. Small teams of humans and Zithrans coordinated, following his instructions. Each move was deliberate, each decision calculated to minimize risk. While maximizing defense, the unknown fleet pressed forward, testing the defenses relentlessly. Leo's mind worked quickly, analyzing data and adjusting strategies in real time. When an enemy formation tried to bypass the barriers, he redirected patrols to intercept. Using clever maneuvers that leveraged Zithran technology and human intuition. Queen Thala watched silently, her expression one of approval and trust. Human Leo, your courage and intelligence shine in this moment. You lead with wisdom, not just strength. That is why I remember you and why I trust you completely. Hours passed as the battle continued. Leo and Thala worked in perfect coordination. The unknown fleet was strong, but their efforts were methodical and effective. Slowly, the attackers began to falter. Their formations broke apart under careful pressure. Their attempts to advance neutralized without unnecessary loss of life. Finally, the remaining enemy ships retreated, realizing that their strategy had failed. Zithra had defended its borders without falling into traps, without losing control. And with minimal destruction, the citizens cheered quietly, aware of the gravity of the victory, and also of the skill and courage that had made it possible. Thala turned to Leo, her eyes bright with admiration. You have done it, human. You have faced the greatest threat we have seen in years and acted with courage, intelligence, and care. Your actions have saved countless lives and strengthened our people's trust in humans. You have proven that your kind is capable of extraordinary deeds. Leo bowed respectfully. I only did what was necessary to protect your people, your majesty. Your guidance and trust made it possible. I could not have acted alone. Thala approached him, her gaze unwavering. You are not just a protector, human. You are a reminder of what humanity can offer: courage in danger, intelligence in planning, and honor in every action. I remember the day you saved my life long ago, and now I see the same qualities multiplied across this planet. You have earned recognition beyond memory. You have earned respect, trust, and friendship. Leo felt a deep warmth in his chest. Recognition had grown into trust. Trust had grown into partnership, and partnership had grown into a bond that transcended species. He realized that his journey on Zithra was more than a mission. It was a proving ground for humanity itself. In the following days, Zithra recovered from the battle. Repairs were made, and systems strengthened. Citizens spoke quietly of the human who had guided the queen and the fleets, demonstrating courage and intelligence beyond expectation. Leo moved among them humbly, offering assistance and learning as always. Thala observed him, her expression a mixture of pride and gratitude. She knew that recognition was not given lightly. Leo had earned it through action, thought, and respect. He had proven that humans could be brave, intelligent, and honorable in ways that inspired both trust and admiration. One evening, Thala invited Leo to the palace's highest balcony, overlooking the city and the stars beyond. The sky was clear, and the twin moons of Zithra cast a gentle glow. Human Leo, she said softly, your presence has changed Zithra. You have reminded us that courage, intelligence, and honor are not limited to one species. You have shown that humans can act with thought, care, and bravery. You have earned the recognition of my people and of me. I remember the human who saved my life long ago, and now I see the same spirit alive in you every day. Leo bowed deeply, feeling the weight and honor of her words. I am grateful, your majesty. I never sought recognition, but your trust and guidance have made it possible for me to act as I should. It is an honor to serve and protect your people. Thala smiled, a rare warmth in her expression. You have done more than that, human. You have reminded all of Zithra and me that courage, intelligence, and respect can bridge worlds. You are part of our history now, and I hope you will continue to shape our future with your actions and wisdom. Leo looked out over the city, feeling a sense of purpose and belonging. He had faced danger, earned recognition, and formed a bond with one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy. He understood now that humanity's value was not only in strength or numbers, but in courage, intelligence, and honor. As the stars shimmered above, Leo and Thala stood together, united by trust, respect, and shared experience. The unknown threats might return, but they would face them as allies, guided by wisdom, courage, and the enduring recognition of what one human could achieve. Zithra was safe, and a bridge had been built between worlds. Recognition had become trust, trust had become partnership, and partnership had become a lasting bond. Human Leo had not only saved the planet, but had shown that humanity itself could be extraordinary. In that moment, the Queen and the humans stood together, looking out at the future, knowing that courage, intelligence, and respect would guide them through whatever challenges came next.